The message that came through was really clear. It was about allowance, I think. And basically, people show you who they are. Trust them. Believe them when they tell you who they are. It kind of reminded me of like Let Them, which I think was a poem. Um, so I'll have to look that up. Consider looking that up. I think that might be pertinent. So it feels very much to me like a love reading. I'm going to try to keep it short or split it into parts because the camera issue and the fact that you guys are like, just watch it. And like, I don't like watching it. It's weird. Okay. All right. Believe them when they show you who they are. And they tell you who they are. You know, and to me that seems so odd because so many people are filled with these ideas about themselves that just aren't right, you know, like all their flaws. And I don't know, maybe that's how they search for I don't know, how they fish for compliments, or sometimes when you just need to hear that you're not something. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's not the words. You know, it's not the words that they say. It's um, it's the reason behind it. Okay, I got it. When you're like, God, I suck. You know, you hear somebody else say that, you're like, you don't suck. You're not bad, right? But it's the things underneath, I think, is what Spirit's trying to say. Like, they're telling you that they have low self-esteem. They're telling you that, oh, interesting. Let's see. Okay, all right. So I think with the amount of like technical stuff that's going on between the camera and the lights and the, I got a message about needing to switch like my office to a different room. Something about the flow of energy. Maybe. Okay, that was protected. All right, so this is about past life love. Okay, no, patience. Past life love. And then warning, and then patience. Switching rooms. Past life love, warning, and patience. All right, let me sit this for a second. Okay, this isn't past life. This isn't past life. This is this life from your past. Okay, so this is a relationship that you had, that you still have unresolved. Ooh, okay. So you don't like to think that you have unresolved anything about this particular person, but you do, right? Well, this message is for somebody who doesn't want to admit that they do, but they do. And this past person, has not changed. They haven't changed, and they've already shown you who they are, or they tell you who they are. but it might be in a roundabout way. Okay, patience here. Patience here. And so you're being asked to listen to everything that they say when they come back. Like give them an opportunity to speak. Don't just listen to everything. Listen to what is not said. So listen to, I'm going to give you a scenario. I don't know if this is like, it doesn't, it's awfully specific. It's not like a feeling. It's like, okay, so the person is going to say everything that you want to hear, but listen to it's almost like thinking, oh gosh, and that's not something that I encourage people to do at all. Okay. All right. So they come back in and they say that they have, you know, spent this time alone or living life and, they've had failed relationships after failed relationships and they experienced this type of breakup, this type of relationship, and they've realized the whole time that you're what they want. They messed up and they didn't know and they didn't and you're so much better and just all that stuff. But what you're being asked to do is actually listen to what they're not saying. For instance, if they're talking about all these things and you notice that these relationships are very short lived, that there's a great deal of misunderstanding in it, and it's kind of leaning towards they're not holding any accountability for the reasons. It's like finding that this person is, has to have partner after partner after partner, even though they didn't say anything about that, but you can kind of piece it together, or that they're not okay on their own, that they're not holding any accountability. It's like the things that are not said. Like the things that they are saying are not um, the message. It's the things that are not said. It's kind of like the things that you can logically deduct out of the conversation as it relates to relationship. What do I call that? Like insecurities. I think it's kind of going along like insecurities. Okay, not insecurities. Uh, unhealed aspects of themselves. And the warning here, or the message here was warning, don't dismiss red flags. I don't think that they're gonna come to you like with all the red flags raised. I think that there's a part of you that's still very much unclear as to what happened, or feels like you were done wrong, but not with revenge, like we're not like a vengeful thing in mind. It feels very much that your heart would really enjoy this person coming back and saying, "Man, you were great, and I was not so great to you." Of course, that would turn it right about. Man, I feel like you've done a lot of work on this. Like you've really like this is just gonna rip open old wounds. But when that happens, like the wound was closed over without being cleaned out thoroughly, right? That's why we bring these into our experience to rip them open again for further cleaning. Right. We also have passion here. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be, um, this is going to require great strength on your part. I feel like your heart like really would really have no problem taking this person back, you know? Especially if they said all the right words, you know? It feels like you it feels like who I'm reading for did not feel that the person took accountability for their part of the decline or dissolution of the relationship, that they never owned up to like what they actually did. Okay, that's as far as that goes. Um, okay, what else? There's quite a bit of unfairness that I'm feeling like it was just unjust or unfair. You've replayed this scenario. You've replayed this in your mind, like what it would take, what you would need to hear. But the message here is not that. It's actually that, you know, you are shown or told who they are and to trust that, trust them, which is really interesting because it's kind of like trusting your intuition. Trust what you've already experienced, trust your intuition. Something is going to tell you that, see, but you're not, it's almost like you're not going to be able to hear it or you're not going to be, this is something that you've wanted. Yeah, this is something that, this is, even this, your soul remembers this intense connection. You're not as, you're, you are not, you might be healed from it, right? Like you might be able to drag yourself out of bed and get to work and you might be able to, but as far as when I say that you are not over it, uh, there's resistance there, right? Like, oh no, I'm over it. No, 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 I'm over it. Don't get it, don't get it mixed up. Like I'm over it. Okay, what else? There's something disorienting about the situation or this person. Mm, Like they talk in circles, Mm. or they talk a lot, or they give a lot of irrelevant information, something like that. Like they, or maybe it's just not clear, like what they're trying to say. It's dizzying, having conversations with this person. Yeah, confusion. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like, yeah, it feels like a like a spin, like a maybe it's the way they try to convey their messages. It's just like too many words or something. Too many irrelevant words, or they trail off a different, kind of like I do. Like they trail off different directions. Okay, we have sabotage here. And I think it's less about the sabotage and more about the mess up the good things in my life. I think that will be one of the things that they say that you really Like you really want, and I know you don't want to hear this, right? Like I can feel it. Um, but what you do want to hear from them is that, yeah, they messed up. They messed up big time. Like you're a catch and you are a catch. And the way that they handled I feel like the way that departure was definitely not healthy. It's not a healthy departure. I feel like it was really quick, or it was unfounded. It was quick, or it was like grounded on something that was just not true, or blown out of proportion. Blown out of proportion. It was it was either gone, like suddenly just everything was different, or the reason behind the decline that led to dissolution was was unfounded. Like it just wasn't true. Like whatever. So the example that I'm getting is like, you just don't treat me right. No, no, you just don't treat me right. And it was like, that couldn't be farther from the truth. This person is very quick to replace people. Okay, what else? Yeah, conversation. I don't feel like you have not. I don't feel like you're longing for closure. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like this was something that was just dropped and then never to be discussed again. You know, I feel like there was some sort of, it doesn't feel crisp, the ending, or cold. It doesn't have the same energetic that ghosting does. Like when I read for you guys and you've been ghosted, there's like this sharp, abrupt, cold stop. Like, uh, okay, anything else? Okay, yeah, regret. I wish I had never left. That's not what it says, but that's what I'm hearing. I wish I had never left. Wish I had never left. Wish I had never left you. Yeah, I wish I never left. Something. There's a word after it. I can't. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of sounds like you or two or I don't know. Is it boo? Like I don't. I just it left something and it's got like a vowel and but I can't. I don't know what it is. Wish I never left you. Something. Maybe it's a pet name. Maybe your name ends in a vowel like that. Okay. Anything else? Okay. I think that this is pretty much the message. Is there anything else that the viewer needs to know? sudden change, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. Is that lightning? Oh, I put it right under warning. So there might be something if I don't feel like they're coming displaying all their red flags, you know, I really don't feel like that. Watch out for, or if this has already happened, this might have already happened. There's going to be something that's like out of the blue that holds significant weight but can be easily overlooked. Okay, I'm hearing sudden change. So if it's sudden change, that feels more like they were putting it on like hot and heavy, the apologies, the attention, right? And then they were silent for, they were silent for, I wanted to say 2 days. They were silent for 2 days. Just dead radio silence. That is your red flag. That is another red flag. That's corrected. That is another red flag. Okay, why is the viewer like, why so much warning? I mean, other than it's just good advice, people show you who they are. People tell you who they are, believe them, trust them. All right, last one. Oh. Okay, so we have soulmates here, soul connection, partnership agreement, soul contract, and not enough. Frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, ego, jealousy. I think the reason here is like because you want to try again. I know that you say you don't want to. I know that you want to not want to. I know that you want to not want to. I got it. Like, it's feelings. But this, it's just not because it's not in your highest and best good at this time. It's not in your highest and best good. Okay, what is it that you need from this person? Like, what is this person going to give you? Like, what are they going to? Yeah, we do have gaslighting here at the bottom. I feel like you're gonna know, that. Okay, all right. So your intuition is going to tell you, don't. Your head is probably yapping it up too, all the reasons that you shouldn't, which is why your energy is very straightforward as to, yeah, I don't want to even talk about that. I'm healed. I'm I'm over it. I'm over it. That was a crappy thing they did. No, I'm over that. But man, your heart is screaming something different. Your feelings are very much saying that you really would like like an apology, like a legit, I am good enough. Like yeah, damn right, you made a mistake. Like, because I'm awesome and you were crappy for doing that thing and, making me feel like I wasn't. It's kind of like that. It's very much like that. It's that feeling. Um, which would indicate not so much needing the closure, and I feel like you kind of got. I don't feel like this was like cut off, no closure, but it's really not that. It's that something. something is being supported, like some negative self-limiting belief within you, some shadow aspect is being supported. When you think about that particular relationship, like let's say you have an aspect of you that feels like, I call mine not enoughness, like not enough. Nope, not enough. It's like a little girl that's just never good enough, never says it the right way, doesn't do it the right way, the not enoughness. Not enoughism. We're friends now, Um, and that part of you would be so, like, that part of you is kicking up saying, whoa, 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 listen to them. Let's listen to them, right? Like, I don't know, it's like a wounded part of you. But still, ooh, there's that dizzy thing again. Your person talks too many words. Oh, but they're not a talker. They're not really a talker, but they're going to talk a lot of words. Are they untrue? Okay, elusive, avoidant. All right, one more, because this is longer than I want to watch. Suspicious. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, not the point. See, I'm very much humaning right along you. I saw reactive shadow, and it talks about not taking criticism well. And my mind immediately went to, oh yeah, you could totally like um, be very positive and say, yeah, a better way to handle that situation definitely would have been XYZ. And it would have showed that you are far more emotionally mature and stronger and not as weak as doing it this way. And to wait for that reactive response. And I was encouraged to that's not what the card is about, which is actually the bottom where it says the truth always comes to light. So you're not going to walk away from this not knowing exactly, like, okay, so listen to the things unsaid in it. You are going to have a moment that's sudden change that is different. So, like, if they're texting you good morning every morning because you're just not, like, you listen to the conversation and you're like allowing the attention to come in, and they're texting you and they're doing, and if people still send flowers, I don't think they do that anymore, but if they do, they're sending you flowers or whatever, $20 cash app, I don't know what it's like, whatever people do. um if they're doing that and then they go radio silent, like, that's kind of how I feel here. Suddenly something's different for a gap of time. You might be in that gap of time right now. There's a reason for that gap of time, but that is going to come to light. That's that thing that's going to come to light. Okay, so you have elusive here and then suspicious. And that's like very much the feeling here. Your person talks too much, doesn't say enough, or it's just dizzying in the energy. It's confusing. They're going to say all the right things the first time to get back in. Okay. Um, so, people tell you who they are. They show you who they are. Just trust them. Believe it when they tell you who they are. Believe them. Okay. All right. You are unconditionally loved and supported by the universe, especially because this message was brought by them. My unconditional love to you as well. Until next time, take care of yourself.